This episode is brought to you by Comixology, an Amazon company and the leading digital platform for online comic books. So for cheap online comic books, check Comixology in the link below. And before we start off with this video, the giveaway contest which is running will end by this weekend. I mean, as soon as this video is uploaded, consider that the giveaway contest has ended. We're gonna choose some of the comments and we're gonna do like a raffle, and we will announce the winner hopefully by Sunday evening or Monday morning on Facebook, also on Instagram. So be on the lookout for that, and we will get in touch with you, whoever the winner is, so that we can get your contact information. And thanks so much for the comments. You guys are freaking hilarious, man. It was really fun going through all the comments. What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Skid Reviews, and we are back to our reviews. And for this episode, we are going to be reviewing The Defenders, which is the new show from Marvel and Netflix. It brings together Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and they band together, form a group called the Defenders, and they fight a ninja organization called The Hand, which is led by a villain called Alexandra, who is played by the amazing Sigourney Weaver. Now, I am a big fan of most of the Marvel Netflix shows. I loved Jessica Jones, I really enjoyed Daredevil, and Luke Cage. I started late with Luke Cage, you know. I was late in watching that, but then I was blown away by the character development that took place in Luke Cage. It was just so amazing. And Iron Fist, not so much. Iron Fist, for me, had a lot of problems, and it was by far the worst of all the Netflix Marvel shows that have come out so far. But despite the failure of Iron Fist, in my eyes at least, and you know, many critics slammed Iron Fist as a show, but despite that, you know, when The Defenders was announced, I was really excited for it because I have been a fan of the Defenders comic book line as well. It has a long history. It has had, you know, many lineup changes. There were some huge superheroes that were a part of this Defenders. For instance, Doctor Strange, the Hulk. They were all parts of the Defenders in the comic books. But for the TV show, they decided to go with, you know, those four characters: Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Iron Fist. And those are really awesome characters as well. So, you know, I was really excited for it. I didn't binge the show. I watched it over a span of, you know, like 3 days. There are 8 episodes in this show, and it was surprisingly really good. I really liked it. There were flaws, yes, a lot of flaws as well. Some flaws, I mean, not a lot of flaws, but the overall feel of the show, I quite enjoyed it. To me, The Defenders was an example of the character development taking precedence over the main plot line of the story or the action sequences in the story. You know, don't get me wrong, it was beautifully shot. Netflix always is. All Netflix shows are really well produced, and this was very well produced as well. The set design in some of the places was really great. The costume design was awesome as well, especially with Sigourney Weaver, the things that she wore. I mean, some of them were just freaking unbelievable. But the most impressive part of this show was the character developments. And, you know, it made Danny Rand, played by Finn Jones as Iron Fist, it kind of made me want to go back to Iron Fist and watch it again, because Iron Fist had these other characters to play off of, and I think he benefited the most from this show. So having said that, without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the review of Netflix and Marvel's The Defenders. One of the best things with the proliferation of superhero storytelling across both film and television is the growing complexity around the concept of heroism. And thus, one of the best things about Marvel's The Defenders is that it's actively engaged with this, while still managing to deliver ninja fights, comic book jokes, Jessica Jones day drinking, and more fun. The Defenders unites the previous 4 Marvel Netflix series like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist for an adventure that spans not just New York, but the mythical realms as well. All 4 of the heroes from these previously established shows find themselves facing a New York in chaos, thanks to the actions of the evil, ninja-esque organization called The Hand, led by the mysterious Alexandra, played by legendary Sigourney Weaver. After being drawn together by their individual investigations, they are forced to acknowledge that the battle can only be won by working together. Going into The Defenders, it takes a while for Matt Murdock, played by Charlie Cox, Jessica Jones, played by Kristen Ritter, Luke Cage, played by Mike Colter, and Danny Rand, played by Finn Jones, to all appear together on screen. Their worlds begin to blend right away, but the emphasis early on is in establishing each character. There were many things audiences were looking forward to. For instance, Jessica Jones rolling her eyes at Daredevil's theatrics, Luke Cage and Danny Rand battling with fists in an alleyway and with words over Danny's privilege, not to mention Jessica and Luke dealing with their complicated romantic history. Those moments do come, they just require some patience, and in the meantime, there are added benefits to this mega crossover. In fact, one of the most exciting aspects of The Defenders is perhaps the most unexpected. While The Defenders exist in a New York City where the good guys do bad things and the bad guys are given moments of empathy, there's no question who we're rooting for as an audience, which is just one of the things that superhero stories offer us, with the added benefit of complexity. That's the nuance which helps serve as a contrast to the real world we're dealing with. It's a reminder that on the side of light, flaws are allowable. It's also a reminder that evil truly exists in the world. The main cast also seems to benefit from getting to play off each other. On the technical side, The Defenders feels on par budget-wise with the past Netflix Marvel installments, but there's some impressive production design here beyond the established worlds of these characters, especially in creating a unique look for new locations, such as the Hans' inner sanctum. Also, forget the Emmys, costume designer Stephanie Melansky deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for her work dressing Sigourney Weaver, who wears some truly stunning ensembles. However, the ultimate weakness of The Defenders is found in its plotting, especially the way it indulges in one massive superhero telling cliché towards the end. But when the show focuses on character, it's at its best, especially when the secondary characters, the women, get a chance at the spotlight. The Defenders themselves might shy away at the term hero, but they're here at the exact time we need them. So is The Defenders the best Marvel Netflix show yet? That's hard to say. Personally for me, Daredevil still takes the pot. However, The Defenders is something different. It's something that we have wanted for a while, and it delivers in its own unique way. So there you go, that was a review of The Defenders. Tell us if you have watched the whole series, tell us what you thought about the series. Do you think this is the best Marvel Netflix show? How does it stand in terms of, ranking for you? For me personally, I think Daredevil is still my favorite Netflix Marvel show. The second comes Jessica Jones, and perhaps The Defenders will take precedence over Luke Cage, and Iron Fist is still the worst. But I'm gonna watch it again because I've watched The Defenders and I've started to build a connection with Iron Fist again. I loved Iron Fist in the comic books, man, and it was such a bummer that the show was shit. But now that I've seen him in The Defenders, I really want to go back and rewatch the Iron Fist show. Maybe I'll have a different feel. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you thought about The Defenders, and do I recommend that you guys watch it? Yeah, absolutely. If you're a fan of, if you enjoyed Daredevil, if you enjoyed Jessica Jones, then you should definitely watch this show. Get it, watch it. It's really great. It has its flaws. Yes, it does have its flaws in terms of, plot structure and stuff, and some of the action sequences could have been done better, I guess. But all in all, the general feel of the show is really great. And before I go, a quick update. We are going to be doing a Game of Thrones video as well. Probably next week after the last episode. God damn, it's been hard, hasn't it, to keep away from spoilers with all the leaks. But I have been strong, and I'm really looking forward to the Game of Thrones season finale, which comes out on Monday. For us, it's Monday. And yeah, expect a video on that. We're going to do a season review of Game of Thrones. So if you're Game of Thrones fans, then, be sure to subscribe and be on the lookout for our Game of Thrones video as well. Also, we'll be continuing our portrait series. We have interviews lined up for this week, for the next month, and so be on the lookout for those as well. And as always, if you want to see more content, please do leave a like, and perhaps you can subscribe to our channel. It's free, it takes only a second, and it helps us out a lot. So yeah, until next time, we'll see ya.